2020 men's IFBB Pro finals wrap up here. Wow, wow, wow. Crazy, crazy results. Definitely not what I was expecting. There was just one placing that I totally just disagree with. These guys can comment below. I was a bit, I thought it was a bit of a disrespectful thing to do, and he definitely didn't deserve to place behind this person anyway. I got a lot of respect for all these guys in here, but I thought it was a bit of not very good judging there, unfortunately, by the judges. But the result, unbelievable. Right, we're just going to go through the top 5 here in the finals, then placings, and then we'll go through a couple of comparisons, and then yeah. All right. Number 5 was William Bonac. Well deserved. He deserved to finish 5th. He had a tough lineup. Remember, he's got Honey Shoop on, Phil Heath, Brandon Curry, and Big Ramy. It's very hard. This was not an easy contest for him. He tried his hardest, but yeah, first 5th place was okay. His legs are clearly a little bit down, but they're still conditioned. Biceps and triceps are okay. They're good. His condition was very good. I think it was slightly better than the prejudging. The only thing that I can ding on William Bonac is just, he's a bit blocky. That's all, unfortunately. But I don't think he could pack on any more muscle on that frame. It's this crab pose. Look at the condition and the muscle maturity he's got on that. The quads are thick as, the calves are good, biceps and triceps and delts are massive. His midsection was in check. He kept that in check the whole way. His chest was good. The only thing is just he's a bit short. That's all. And I think he can't really pack on any much more size on that frame. This is the side tricep pose. He's got crazy tricep development, and his chest is okay. He's pretty good. He's got a bit of feathers there. He kept his chest on point, and his quads were feathered. He was in condition, and you can't really not ding him on that anyway. This is the side chest pose. His chest is okay. I reckon it's pretty good. Biceps and triceps delts are fucking massive. It's just the quads and quads and the hamstrings. They're thick, but they're just not as thick as what they used to be. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on there. But overall, his conditioning was very good. Rear lat spread. So he's got the feathers there in the glutes and the hams. He's got the conditioning there. His lats are nice and crisp and clean here. But I don't know if he can pack on any more muscle on that frame, guys. It's going to be tough, man. And back double bicep is clear to see. Look at the glutes and the hamstrings. They are conditioned and feathered. His back development is very he's got a lot of round muscle bellies on there. It's very good. I just don't know if he can pack on any more muscle on that frame. It's going to be tough for him. But 5th place was respectful and well deserved. All right, 4th place, Honey Shoupon. This is where it gets a bit interesting, guys, because his conditioning was unbelievable, and you could have flipped him around even into 2nd almost if you wanted to. In the comparison shots, I'll go through that anyway with you. Look at the crazy quad development, the feathers there, unbelievable. Chest development in check, condition overall was crazy for Honey Shoupon. Front double bicep, look at the condition in the quads there, unbelievable. Look at the feathers, see, crazy. His midsection was in check and shredded to the bone. Biceps, triceps always clean for Honey Shoupon too. This is just another, I think this is his front lat spread. He's got a couple of weird routines. It only had a few photos here on NBC News Online. I was going to wait, but I thought I would just get it over and done with so we can wrap it up. Crazy conditioning overall. Look at his package. The quads, midsection in check, lats were good. Biceps, triceps here, maybe these forearms are dropped downsized, but his package was beautiful, guys. Gotta hand it to him. Side chest pose, quads and hamstrings very good, very conditioned, nice, clean, crisp, popping chest there. Biceps, triceps, delts, conditioned to the bone, very good, very good. And this is the back double bicep. In my prejudging comparison, there's photos of him doing that for some reason on NBC online. It's just not there, but you can clearly see. Look at the hamstring development and the glutes, very good and very good package by Honey Shoupon. It's another back double bicep. This is from prejudging. His conditioning was maybe a drop better tonight, but it wasn't a hell of a lot more better. But it was still, his conditioning is always the best in the shows. Yeah, you can clearly see just the hamstring development there and the glutes amazing. Back delts, biceps, triceps, and the back development there's nice, crisp and clean, and got that nice graininess. And his pack, I love Honey Choupon's package. It's amazing. Well deserved 4th, and he could have almost flipped him to 2nd. My opinion on that. And here's a rear lat spread. So yeah, you can clearly see this one prejudging. Says his hamstring development and glutes very good, and the lats crazy, man, very good. All right, this is where I get a little bit pissed off here, because it's not right. But anyway, Phil Heath got third. I was very surprised that he got third. Um, at the very least, second. At the very least, you know what I mean. And I had him beating Brandon Curry. Overall package, better symmetry almost. Um, Thicker quads and hamstrings and calves. Because upper body, I mean the lower body of Phil Heath smashes Brandon Curry, and that's where. But it's the midsection with Phil Heath, and it's just something about he just wasn't the same. I watched the comparisons and his posing routine. He just wasn't as conditioned. He just wasn't the same. Is it the worst Phil Heath ever? I think so, guys. I think so. You know what I mean? But his package was still very good, but it just wasn't. It was probably like 95%. It just wasn't. Like 2011, 2016, that type of caliber. Where he just walked in, through the door shut, and game over. Like 2014, 13, when Kai Green was there, he had them wins. Biceps, triceps are there, but it's just the midsection. It was just very watery. Quads were good and calves were good, but they just weren't as rounded as what they normally used to be. It was an okay package, but I still had him finishing second, guys. You know what I mean? So third was a bit of a slap in the face of Phil Heath, but the midsection was not in check, and it had some scarring there for some reason. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Calves and quads were crazy. Um, this is not his greatest pose here. Lats are okay. Biceps and triceps and delts were good. His chest is okay. Um, this is a side chest pose here. Hamstring development and quads, it's all there. Chest development, biceps, triceps, delts were good. Could have been a drop more conditioned, but it was still okay. And rear lat spread, hamstrings and glutes were very conditioned, but they weren't as conditioned as what they were even in 2018. Lats were good. His back development's all there. It's muscle maturity, guys. He's got it. Um, this might be it for Phil Heath. I think you might not see him again, guys. I think he might pull the pin, and there's a rumour going around that he already has. Back double biceps, see the hamstrings and glutes there, conditioned. The lats, the back delts, and the biceps, triceps, and the thickness there, the lower back there, very good. Could have been a bit more conditioned there, but I still had him finishing second. All right, so second in the 2020 Mr Olympia is Brandon Curry. Wow, 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 wow. All right, this is another crab pose by Phil Heath. Sorry, just give me a sec. See, the core development calves were good there. This is the crab pose by Phil Heath. It's not his greatest shot, as you can clearly see the midsection there. Biceps, triceps, delts always massive. It was an okay showing by Phil Heath, but I still had him second. But yeah, anyway, it's conditioning. See, when he does the abdominals or fires, just the bloatiness, and he's got the scarring there, but the quads and calves, they're all there. Just, yeah, I don't know. I think that could be it for Phil Heath, but I think he might pull the pin. Ronnie Coleman, he got dethroned in the Miss Olympia, and then he came back the year later and got fourth, and he retired. See, he's gone down and down in placings. So I'd like to see him on stage at 41 years old. Yeah. I had him winning this show, and forget about all the predictions, even on the prejudging, they all went out the window. We'll get to the comparisons anyway in a moment. All right, Brandon Curry second, unbelievable. He beat Phil Heath, and I was very surprised. You clearly see the quad development. It's conditioned, but his lower body is just not there. Lats V taper was very good. Upper body was very good. Chest, biceps, triceps, and delts were very good. He was probably second to Chupon in conditioning. It's another just a crab pose. Yeah, he's got his midsection nice and tight. Chest, biceps, and triceps, delts were good. Quads, his conditioning was very good. It's just his lower body. Can't say that he beat Phil Heath. Maybe better conditioning, and the chest was tighter. Upper body was on match, but just the lower body and the hamstrings and everything. Side chest pose okay. Quad development's okay there. It's conditioned. Biceps, triceps, delts were good. But yeah, Phil Heath definitely should have finished second. Anyone knows bodybuilding, it's laughable really. But anyway, we'll get to that. Rear lat spread. He's got crazy lats, nice and wide. So you can see the hamstring development, the glutes. It's just not there. That graininess, the graininess is there, but the thickness, it's not there. It doesn't pop like Phil Heath. He's got the muscle maturity. Remains to be seen if he's going to be able to bring that up in the next couple of years. Side tricep pose, good pose for Brandon Curry because his midsection is nice and tight and his overall package looks nice and clean. Maybe that's why they awarded him over Phil Heath, because Phil Heath had the distended abdomen, but he was missing parts. Brandon Curry, like lacking the thickness, But I was very surprised by that. Back double bicep. I think this is from prejudging. His lats crazy thickness. Delts, back delts, and biceps triceps very good. But then when you get to the glutes and the hamstrings, it's just thickness isn't there, guys. But his upper body's clean and crisp. That's famous most muscular. See, his midsection is very tight. Biceps and triceps and delts are massive. His upper body is just crazy. His quads were a little bit more improved from last year, but Phil Heath, he should have definitely finished second. And I was just very surprised that maybe that's a way of the IFBB saying that's it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was just very surprised. Comment below, let me know what you think there. And here we go, guys. Number 1, the 16th Mr Olympia, the new Mr Olympia. Have we got a new legacy and a new run on the road here? Big Ramy, 2020 Mr Olympia. He won the show, and no one picked him. I didn't even have him in my top 6 because I didn't know he was competing. And then he got the special invite, and his fucking conditioning, guys, was unbelievable. It was crazy. Was it the best big Ramy we've ever seen? I think so, guys. It was dry. His quads, look at the fucking size of him. Calves were good. This shot doesn't do him justice, really, to be honest, because he was a lot more conditioned than what this photo shows. And here we go, front lats, but see, you can see the conditioning now. Unbelievable. See his midsection nice and tight. Lats were massive. Chest was good. Biceps and triceps were good. Look at the quads. Crazy thickness. He was shredded. He was. Hottie Shipman was more shredded than him, but this is the best big run I've ever seen, and he deserved it, guys. I had him winning when I was watching the comparisons in the finals, because I'll get to that in a moment. Because a few people got watery and they sort of just got washed out. Anyway, this is crazy pose. Side chest pose. Look at the thickness of the fucking quads there, the feathers, hamstrings. Look at that, nice and thick and grainy. Chest, biceps, triceps, and delts. Look at the conditioning overall. Very good package. And you know what they say? They say you got to knock the champ out. Well, in the next 3 to 5 years, I don't know if I can see that happening. If Ramy keeps on bringing this package, it's going to be very hard for someone to dethrone him. And we could be looking at someone that's going to win 3 or 4 Miss Olympias in a row. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Side tricep pose, midsection in check, grainy and conditioned. Glutes and quads were very conditioned. Biceps, triceps, and delts, unbelievable. Very conditioned. Rear lat spread. Look at how wide he is, wider than the previous lats. Look at the size of them. Look how wide he is, the thickness there. This is where it gets interesting. See the glutes and the hamstrings? Conditioned. Conditioned. You can clearly see he's conditioned. And when I get to the comparisons, he's normally not conditioned in that area. Yes, he could have been a bit more conditioned on the lower back, and he could definitely pack on a bit more, just drop more muscle maturity. But I tell you what, he deserved it, guys. His condition was very good, and he dwarfed pretty much everyone else. He always does, but his conditioning, if he ever came in 100% or 99% or 98%, I'd like that game over. That's what I said anyway. But crazy. Back double bicep. Look at the condition in the hamstrings and the glutes. Crazy. Lats were very good. Delts, biceps, triceps. Overall, very conditioned. And he was definitely a lot more drier than compared to the prejudging. So well done to Big Ramy there. He deserved it, guys. This is a crab pose. This is a crazy pose. See the conditioning and the quads there. Chest and midsection, all conditioned and ripped, and he deserved it, guys. Hats off to Big Ramy. He's the 2020 Mr. Olympia, and he deserved it. Let's go to a couple of comparisons here. I'll just zoom in just to drop this front double bicep. This is where it gets interesting, guys. See, clearly see he's got the distended abdomen there, Phil Heath. Quads on Ramy is dwarfing Phil Heath, but I still like Phil Heath's quads there. But just the conditioning of Big Ramy, look at that compared to Phil Heath. He's almost on another level. Normally, Phil Heath's the one that brings the competition, but he was off. This is the comparison of the finals. Brandon Curry sees legs again; they're just not up to par. See what I mean? See, look at Phil Heath and Brandon Curry. You can clearly see, just look at the thickness in Phil Heath compared to Brandon Curry. It's not there, guys. That's why I was a bit disappointed when they said Phil Heath was third. I know he had that watery midsection, but still, it's not right, guys. Hardy Shupon, unbelievable. I reckon he could have almost been third, to be honest here. I would have had Phil Heath second and Brandon Curry third. That's how I would have had it. I mean, and Hardy Shupon third and Brandon Curry fourth. That's how I would have had it if I was judging anyway. Hardy Shupon, look at the conditioning on the quads and his midsection in check. Biceps, triceps, always massive. Front lat spread. This is where it gets very interesting. Not a great pose here by Phil Heath. Look at the distension there, the watery-ness in the midsection. That's just what hurt him the most. He definitely just wasn't as crisp, Phil Heath, as what we normally see him. Quads were there, but look at the condition of Big Ramy. Unbelievable. Look at the feathers there in the quads. The midsection, he was diced to the socks. He was grainy and super crisp, guys. Brandon Curry was good in this pose too. He could have been a drop more condition, but his conditioning was alright. But just the quad development, it's just needs a bit more time there. Hardy Schoenbein, he looks like a fucking granite stone, doesn't he? It's crazy. His midsection and lats and quad development. He's very good bodybuilder, guys, and unbelievable. Side chest pose. This is where Brandon Curry holds his own. His upper body's amazing. The biceps, triceps, and the delts in the chest very good compared to Big Ramy. Big Ramy, biceps, triceps, and chest development was crazy. But then when this is where it gets interesting. See the lower development there of Brandon Curry compared to Big Ramy. Look at Big Ramy, crazy. See the thickness there and the feathers and the quads and the hamstrings compared to Brandon Curry. He's dwarfing him there, and that's where Brandon Curry um, gets dinged there, and he's got a way to go. Brandon Curry in the back development. I mean, in the leg development. Hardy Shupon, amazing. Looks at the conditioning there in the quads, biceps, triceps, and biceps, triceps, and delts, and chest development. He's like a granite stone, and he was a very good, not a great pose here by Phil West. You can see the distended abdomen. It just looked a bit awkward, and yeah, unfortunately, it just wasn't. It was probably one of the worst packages we've seen in Phil Heath, unfortunately. Rear lat spread. See, this is where it gets interesting. See, from the back, Phil Heath was still holding his own, and I reckon he's winning this pose. But I think it's from the front too. That's where he gets hammered. See the hamstring development and the glutes. It's all there. The conditioning's good. But this is when it gets interesting. Look at Big Ramy. See how he's got the conditioning in the glutes and the hamstrings. He's almost beating Phil Heath here because of that. He's got better conditioning than Phil Heath, but the back development of Phil Heath is a lot more crisp and cleaner. He's got that 3D effect, so he's got the meatiness right there. His lats were very good. Big Ramy's lats he was dwarfing everyone here. But look, when you go to Brandon Curry, he holds his own here. He's got crazy lat development too. But then you go to the hamstrings, the glutes, and when you compare it to all three of these guys, it's just not there, guys. And I had him finishing fourth just by what I looking at, and there's no way he should have been second. Possibly third he should have been, or fourth, but definitely not second. Phil Heath definitely deserves second. And Hardy Shimpon, look at the lat development there and the crisp and clean, the thickness there in the back. Look, see, you can see the graininess in his hamstrings and glutes. Unbelievable. And this is a tough one, this one. I got Phil Heath winning this one just on the thickness in the back. But man, big Ramy, his conditioning was definitely better than Phil Heath. It's crazy. Back double bicep. This is where it gets even more interesting. Center hamstring crispness on Big Ramy compared to Phil Heath. It's almost beating him. I reckon it is. Even the glutes look a lot more conditioned. But then when you go to the lower back there, Phil Heath's got Big Ramy here. But then the conditioning on the upper, it's pretty close, guys. I still probably have Phil Heath slightly ahead here from the back. But Big Ramy's got a lot more time on his hands, and he could definitely improve even more. Brandon Curry, you can clearly see the glutes there, and the hamstrings. It's not up to par to everyone else. His back development is good, but his upper body, it's the lower development where he really struggles. And he was lucky to get second, guys, but hats off to him. He was still good, and he was a good Mr Olympia too. This week gets very interesting. Abdominals and thighs. All right, look at Phil Heath. See the bloated abdomen there? It hurts him too much. It's probably one of the worst poses for Phil Heath. And then when you go to Big Ramy. Look how shredded he is. His quads, his midsection is absolutely shredded to the bone. That Hardy Ship on shredded too. Quads and midsection nice and tight. Even Brandon Curry is very good, apart from the quads aren't as thick compared to other guys. But his midsection is a good pose for Brandon Curry. But I have Big Ramy winning this one, just slightly, but very good pose. This is famous most muscular. This week it's very interesting here. See, you can clearly see Phil Heath's just he was always trying to sort of hide the midsection. It was hard to explain, but if you watch the comparisons, you can see his core development and feathers were good there, but his conditioning, it just was, his muscles weren't popping like they used to, guys. And then when you go to Big Ramy, see the conditioning, look at that complete package almost. I reckon Phil Heath has more of a complete package, but his midsection killed him more. But Big Ramy's conditioning is unbelievable. Brandon Curry holds his own here. His upper body's very good. It's just the quads again. It's just not as thick and muscle graininess and maturity as compared to the Hadi Shimon. Look at his quads. He's almost got the best quads here, parring Big Ramy. But yeah, it was a tough one, guys. And then you have it, Big Ramy. You know, he won the title. He deserved it, guys. Good on him. I've been following him for years. A lot of people read him off. I knew one day he would eventually hit the condition that we needed for him to win it, and people were always saying it all along, so was I. If he come in condition and shredded, he would win, and that's what he did. He finally nailed it, and he deserved it. Hats off to Big Ramy. He's the 2020 Mr Olympia, followed by Phil Heath. Big Ramy came first, Brandon Curry second, Phil Heath third, Hardy Ship on fourth, and William Bonac fifth. Very good showing here by Big Ramy, and he deserved it. And we're going to see a legacy a reign here of Mr. Olympia titles for Big Ramy, I think, in the future. And that saying that he was saying that the winter's coming, definitely. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think of my 2020 Mr. Olympia finals wrap up. Good win by Big Ramy, and he deserved the title. He's the 16th Mr. Olympia, and good on him for winning his first title. He is the new Mr. Olympia champion. Mark Christopher's Fitness Channel, we are out.